Hi, I'm Jocelyn Harvey, founder of Transform Within. In this video, I'd like to share with you the concept that imagination is your superpower. Now, the cool thing about playing with your imagination is that as long as you're dreaming about being calm and confident or anything that your heart desires, the subconscious mind has no concept of time and it thinks it must be happening now. Now, why is that relevant? Well, the subconscious mind is running the show about 90% of the time. And if it thinks what you're imagining is happening right now, it releases specific brain signals or chemistry for each of the emotions you're feeling while you're using your imagination. And then every cell in your body is affected by the new communication and the chemistry that's coursing through your body. So every imagining that leads to you feeling cool, calm, connected, loving, grateful, compassionate, fulfilled, inspired, joyful, and at peace, it's like medicine for your body, and it's triggering life-enhancing responses. However, the chemicals released with anxiety, worry, fear, panic will trigger off the stress response in the body and may lead to adrenal fatigue, inflammation, and degeneration if the stress response gets activated on a regular basis. And of course, if you're someone that has anxiety, then that tends to happen for us. So imagination really is your superpower, and learning to harness its power is very important, not just for your peace of mind, but also for the health of your body. Now, if you suffer anxiety, then you already know how powerful your imagination can be. In fact, you're probably already quite practiced in using your imagination. It's just that you've trained your imagination to think and expect the worst. And I deliberately said train because the good news is that our brains do have plasticity and they can be reprogrammed. So through conscious action and mindfulness, we can train our brains with new thoughts, new feelings, and then new behaviors. So let me use a Star Wars analogy. I'm a Star Wars fan. When it comes to anxiety and panic, training your imagination is like a Jedi Knight in training. You're learning to master your loving thoughts over your fearful ones. And I use that analogy because anxiety and panic often does feel like the dark side, doesn't it? Now, we need to train our imagination by creating new filters and new biases so we start to expect emotional resilience, expect confidence, owning our power, the ability to speak our truth and be authentic, all with positive outcomes. Now, you may be thinking, great, I kind of know that, or I get that, but how do I do it? Well, when I work with clients, I take them through a process where we set an intention for how they'd like their life to be. And they do it by tapping into their heart-based imagination, because your heart always knows the next best step to bring out the greatest version of you. So here are a number of things I might ask them to do to help them to tap into their heart-based imagination. So firstly, I ask, are you open, ready, and willing to use your imagination right now? And of course, I won't move forward until I have a definite yes. Then I'll say something like, okay, imagine I'm the fairy godmother and I can wave my magic wand and give you anything your heart desires. Or imagine you're in the best childlike Walt Disney or Pixar imagination right now. Or Imagine you have a blank canvas and you can paint a masterpiece of your life. So I give them a moment to start to imagine this and become more playful inside. And then I say, right now, imagine there's a menu of infinite possibilities in your heart. How would it feel to be living your perfect day based on your heart's true desires? At that point, their heart generally answers quite strongly with, for example, love, joy, fulfilled, amazing, connected, at peace, excited. And the colourful or creative people might say something like, feels like a sparkling rainbow or a bright sunny day. You know, sometimes the strength and speed of the answers surprises people, but that's because you do always know what's best for you and what your heart truly desires. So tapping into your imagination helps you to connect to your inner wisdom and truth. And here's the best part. Your imagination cannot tap into a personal quality or a feeling unless you've already had an experience of it. So when you imagine living your best life and connect to the positive emotions associated with that, then you know that at some level it already exists within you and is closer than you think. So here's a tip for today. I invite and encourage you to spend some time playing with your kids in a way that starts to use your imagination. Try playing a game where you tell a story about your family going on a holiday or some other activity that you'd like to do together as a family. And then after a few minutes, ask your kids what they'd like to experience on the holiday or doing the activity as well. And just one last thing, so make sure that when you do that, you also discuss how it would feel to be on that holiday or doing that activity together. Really tap into your emotions because emotions are energy in motion, and that is where the magic happens. So our imagination is highly creative, and if you leave it on autopilot and you've been having anxious or panic-based thoughts, you will end up creating more situations and relationships that will leave you feeling anxious or panicked. So get back in the driver's seat and start guiding your imagination in the direction of your heart's true desires. Until next time, please be kind and gentle with yourself and be your own brightest cheerleader. Infinite love and gratitude. Bye.